Hi, my name is Monica Burton, and I am the Clinical Director of Pediatrics at Camp Care. I've been at Camp Care for 33 years, and I've watched it change and grow, and I've really been happy to be a part of your children's lives. And the first thing I think I'd like to say is that it is important to prepare the children. They haven't been in the classroom on a regular basis for probably a year and a half. Some of the children have gone in some of the time, some have not gone in at all. So I think the most important thing is to start thinking about the routine of school. What time does school start? What time does your child need to get up? What time do they need to go to bed? What things should be prepared the night before, their book bag, their lunches, if they take a lunch, that sort of thing. So the ordinary routines we always had for our children need to be restarted. So I will say that one of the things I really noticed during the pandemic was that most children were not getting enough activity. So I am thrilled if your child can go back and have recess, participate in gym, or participate in a sport that the school sponsors. All of those things are amazing and wonderful and incredibly good for our children's bodies and their minds. Older children will need a sports physical or a regular physical, and paperwork will need to be filled out. If the school has paperwork, we are happy to fill it out for you, but we do need to see your children in person generally for that, unless they had their recent physical. And if that's the case, we can just fill out paperwork for you. I think we should be reasonable with our expectations. If a child hasn't played football or baseball or basketball in a year, it's not going to be so easy for them. So we can start slow, let them do what they want, keep encouraging them. And in the end, it's just about keeping them healthy and happy, and that's what we want to do. So COVID vaccines are available to anyone aged 12 and older in the United States. They are free. They are readily available now. The only COVID vaccine that's available, though, for children under the age of 18, so between 12 and up to the age of 18, is the Pfizer vaccine. And the Pfizer vaccine is a series of 2 vaccines separated by 21 days. We are very happy to offer that at Camp Care. We have it at all our sites, and we are just thrilled to be able to keep your children safe and healthy. Well, the most important way the vaccine will affect your child is that it will keep your child safe. Children mount an incredibly good immune response to this vaccine, probably honestly better than the response that I got as an older person. And so their immune systems are active, they're revved up, they're healthy, and they will then be more protected against COVID. The side effects that you can get from the COVID vaccine are really similar to the ones that I got or another adult got. Some people don't get any side effect. Some people get soreness in the arm, and some people, maybe on the second vaccine, perhaps they get body aches, fever, tiredness, and maybe arm pain as well. These effects seem to last between 1 and 2 days, but it is not COVID. Nobody's injecting COVID into your body or your child's body, and the side effects resolve. So you can get a COVID vaccine at Camp Care at any of our sites. The Pfizer vaccine, the one that our children are eligible, like I said, is available at all the sites. And you, in fact, can come along and get your own vaccine with your child. So both of you can get a Pfizer vaccine at the same time and return on the same day to get your second one if you haven't already gotten your vaccine. This year is no different. Everyone needs a physical once a year for school. Their vaccines need to be updated if they're not already updated. You can call our call center and schedule an appointment. Some of the children may already be updated. They may not need a physical and they may not need vaccines. If they're 7 years old and they had their physical in March, they don't need another physical. Yeah, I think that's a great question. Every year, I think everyone feels a little nervous about starting school again in September. I remember a long time ago that I also felt nervous when I would start school. So I think it's fine to say this to your children because, again, this year and a half that we just went through was completely unusual, strange, everything. And now we're asking our children to just run back into class and, as if they're resuming their life again, but they remember the life of a year and a half. So I think talking to them, asking them if they're worried, it's okay to ask that question, finding out what they're worried about. And there are some red flags. So if your child is saying to you that, I'm worried, Daddy, that you're going to die, that's something that we can help you with. If they're simply saying, I just don't know where to go in the classroom, where I should sit, and which classroom I should enter, those are things you can talk to the teacher about and you can help with. But some of our kids are going to have more significant anxiety about death, about illness, about germs, that sort of thing. And we can definitely help you. And if it becomes more complex, we have a behavioral health team that can help. I would bring it up and ask your children how they're feeling. If you feel your child is scared or nervous, you can try to figure out what it is they're worried about. If you feel like you can't really handle it or worries you, that is a moment that you should reach out to us. You need to trust your gut. You're good parents. You know your children better than anybody else. And I've had many parents say to me, I just know that something is wrong, or I just know my child's upset. And I'm here, and the other doctors and nurse practitioners are here to help you and to get the support services you need or the services from us that you need. Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say the children are amazing. They do what we ask them to do. If you're asking them to wear a mask and you're consistent, they're going to wear a mask. In school, they're going to be consistently asked to wear a mask at all times other than when they're eating or drinking. So I think it does depend on the age. The younger children, you can say something like, there's bugs or viruses or whatever word you want to choose that we can stop from entering us by wearing our mask. Something as simple as that. And with older children, you can explain more that COVID-19 is an infectious disease that seems to get in through our respiratory system, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, and that's why we're careful, and that's why we try to move apart from other people, and why we wear the mask, and why we wash our hands, and why we don't constantly touch our faces, why we sneeze into our arms instead of onto each other. So it does depend on the age, but I think being extremely consistent is the way to do it. We wear a mask. It's the same thing as we wear a coat when we go outside in the winter. This is what we do. We wear a mask, we wear clothes, we brush our teeth at night. We just do certain things that keep us healthy and strong, and this is one of them. So that's a great question. The biggest way you can protect your family from COVID is to get yourself vaccinated against COVID. There are people and children who cannot be vaccinated. For our children, it's under the age of 12. So if you're protected against COVID, and I'm protected as the physician, and the teacher is protected, and the maintenance people in school are protected, then we cocoon, in a sense, that's the word, we protect our children. And we do this a lot with vaccines. We do it with the flu vaccine. I get a flu vaccine, you do, and other people. And the small baby who cannot at 3 months of age is protected because I'm not getting the flu and therefore infecting this child, nor are you. And we do it for another vaccine that you may be familiar with, a pertussis vaccine that most parents, when their wife or partner is pregnant, they get a pertussis vaccine. The mother does as well, because babies can't get that vaccine at a young age, and at a very young age, and they are at risk for that deadly disease. So by me being up to date on that vaccine, and you and other people, we protect our children.